Hi guys, it's Jason again. So I've started a second channel. I'll link it down below. I did do the channeling that I said I would, and I'm going to post it over there. Now, it went pretty well. I got reasonable results. If you're interested in seeing it, you can go over there and check it out, and please subscribe. It's, I'm just learning how to do this, and in order to do it well, you have to get into a meditative state, and not only that, but stop that ego from interfering, let's say, with the channel. So that was a challenge. I've done it before, and I've had similar kind of things where I've noticed the ego trying to take control, and so there was a bit of that, but it went pretty well. So please go over there and check it out, and let me know what you think. There's a few things that came out of that channeling that, well, a lot of it's what I've already done in my videos, as Amanda pointed out. But it was in pretty concise form, and it was kind of unique because I didn't remember what I said after the channeling. So, and it came out worded differently too. Stuff I wouldn't normally use, the phrases I wouldn't normally use. So it was interesting for sure. Now I got some background music on here because the car can do that, and I thought, well, why not? And hopefully it's not too annoying. And today I'd like to talk about, well, being misunderstood. It's been a perpetual problem in my life, and it's been an issue in my spiritual awakening, in that I need to release this, the need to be understood. Now I understand why this has happened in extreme detail, actually. Let's steal this blanket back here. I got the fan off because it's too noisy, but it's bloody cold out, so -7. So I understand in great detail why this has been an issue for me, and it's absolutely to do with autism. Now, I've done a video on autism and what it is, and at this level, it's a disorder, and then you can go back and watch that video, and you'll see that in the end, it's just a way for me to exist in order to fulfill a storyline that I'm playing in this play here down on Earth. But in the real 3D sense of things, this is not real at all, guys. But in the what we consider, or at least not me, but the general public considers to be real, autism is a disorder. And with this said disorder, you get this inability to recognize. It's not an inability to recognize, an inability to pick up on the subtle cues that non-neurodivergent people use. So this is like absolutely a tenet of an autistic person. At least as I speak about it from being autism, or Asperger's autism level 1. I mean, it is the only thing I can speak to, like I said before. But it's a tenet. It's a known issue. I have no issues understanding what a facial cue means. If you're angry, I see anger. If you're happy, I see happy. It's when the underlying body language is telling me that it's not telling me anything. But normal people would pick up on all these subtle cues to say that you're actually angry even when you're smiling. And an autistic person takes everything literally. We see the smile on your face and it means you're happy. What a crazy idea. There's no underlying hidden message here for us. We're open books and we're very literal people. I mean, if you think of the stereotype that is Sheldon Cooper on The Big Bang Theory, this is a pretty decent representation. There's a lot of problems with that character as far as it being autistic, but that is one of the things that he's known for, being extremely literal. Now, we tend to be very precise in our wording because we communicate mainly with words. So this is why I'm so articulate and very precise in the way I speak, because I'm conveying all of my information, or most of it, literally to you. Where we get into trouble is trying to interact with neurotypical people. So it doesn't go well. Everything gets misunderstood. There becomes arguments, and we often don't even know what we did to cause those problems. Why people are angry at us. Not often. Always don't understand. Especially in the moment. So it's led to a lifetime of making mistakes. So another thing that happens when you start to realize that there's this hidden language between neurotypical people, you start to try to mimic it. Even though it doesn't come naturally to us, you have to integrate into the society. So as a kid, you start to realize that being yourself is not acceptable. If it's not acceptable, you have to try to act like everybody else. And this is what's known as autistic masking. It's exhausting to do. You have to pretend to be normal. So it's like we're not even the same species. This is very much what it's like. We don't communicate the same way. There are less of us, therefore we are the neurodivergent people. And we are the ones who are forced to fit into a communication style that this Homo sapiens sapiens have developed, and we're not very good at it. So what ends up happening, and this has happened to me recently, and this is why it's been brought back up, to trigger me letting go of this. All of this in the spiritual awakening is to heal the pain caused by stuff like this. So I know this is happening for me. I'm just not sure what I can do about it. So what often happens is you will make a mistake. Say someone's smiling, but they're actually smiling. I still don't understand why they would do this, but they're smiling so that they don't freak out and get mad at you. So you're having an interaction with someone, you're playing around, you're joking, but now you keep joking because that person's smiling at you. You keep joking, and the person actually thinks you're doing it on purpose to hurt them. when I can assure you this is never the intention of an autistic person. It isn't. We just don't do that. We don't intentionally hurt people. It's not in our nature. But if you look at it from the outside, it appears that way. So now we get this label as an a-hole or insensitive when we literally cannot see what you see. So it's exhausting even thinking about this anymore. I'm so tired of it. It's caused me to lose friendships, because eventually you can put that mask on, but eventually the real you is going to leak out the sides, and you're going to slip up, and you're going to make a mistake like I just described. People are going to think you're not a nice person, and they're not going to want to be around you anymore. This has been my entire existence on this planet to this point. It happens with everyone, you know, including my close family, like my wife, and you know, she's clearly understands much more than anyone else, but it still occurs. I still have to remind her that I don't see the things that you see. So it's not so much about the fact that this still happens. I mean, I guess it is, because it's very hard to heal something that you can't fix. This is going to continue to be the way it is. I cannot change who I am. I can't learn this. It's not possible. It is not possible for this physical structure to grasp these concepts that you're trying to teach me. I don't have the actual ability to do it. So I'm not sure how this is going to work. How do I heal this, and how do I be okay with being misunderstood? Because that's the only option. It's going to continue to happen. Now, down here on the 3D realm, this is considered a disorder at the very least. And there are other disorders that people have, like, say, for example, Tourette's, where it's an obvious disorder and it's an obvious inability to control the speech that you're saying, the things you're saying. Now, this isn't exactly what's going on with us. We can control it. We're just not aware of what our speech is doing. To you, only to you. But if this was classified as Tourette's, you would have grace for that person. I don't get this same level of understanding. I don't get the grace, because we hide it. We hide it. That's what is going on. And all you're getting to see behind this autistic masking is the times we slip up, or when you're just being yourself and it becomes unacceptable to people you don't know, or even people you do know. So I think awareness of how autistic people actually work would be a good thing. And a little bit of patience and grace for us would be another very good thing, to understand that this is not something we're doing intentionally. It is not. You know, there's a gentleman named Ryan Kelly who does advocacy for autistic people. He has Asperger's like myself, and he has a YouTube channel, and he describes all of this in great detail. But frankly, no one understands, because there's not enough of us functioning at these higher levels to describe it. And of course, there's no money or funding for this. So, I can do this. I can do a video that 300 people will see, hopefully. And, my reach is minimal at best. And I don't know how to get this across to people so that people like myself don't have to go through their entire lives being misunderstood. My son is the same as me, and I can help him there. So there's a lot of solace in that. I can explain to him why this is happening, and hopefully that'll help him. And he's growing up. He's getting pretty grown up as it is, but hopefully it'll help him along the path. It's not suffer through this as much, because I literally spent 46 years of my life not even knowing that this was the problem, not understanding why nobody understood me. And now I finally do, and I can't get through to people so that they understand. So, it's not going to help me make friends. It's not going to help me get those 44 decades back, 44 and a half decades of being misunderstood. And frankly, I don't hold out a lot of hope that I'll be able to get this message out to enough people so that they would actually grasp what I'm saying, or even believe me, for that matter. Because you're going to have to take my word for it, unless you go and do some research and see that this is the case. This is how it works with us. You have to take my word for it. And as I put a mask on, and I'm not my complete weird alien self, let's say, it's as if I'm a normal guy, I guess, or close enough to it that you don't see the problem. Why can't you just figure this out? So I guess I need to let this go. This is what it's for. This is a spiritual awakening channel. I'm in the healing process of healing my shadows. And the shadow part of this was that I've been hurt my whole life because no one understood me. Now that's by design, as I believe it to be, because I had lessons to learn on this realm. And part of those lessons would be to be isolated and misunderstood and not be able to keep friends and be a loner for the most of my life. I just don't see how that's going to change. And frankly, it's a bit sad, because I can't change who I am. I cannot adjust this. So either the world meets me where I'm at, or this keeps happening. Now, maybe that's the point. Maybe I just have to accept that this is the way it has been, and that there's nothing you can do about it. And there's nothing wrong with me. I still love myself. I deserve that. I've never once done something like this intentionally to hurt someone. Yet, I've gotten the label as that person many times in my life. And it frankly is not fair, but that's not how this goes. You don't get to pick your problems. So I need to let this go. And recognizing that this has been an issue in my life is the first step. And then we move on to healing the trauma and from this happening to me. And then we hope that everybody starts to wake up and things change. As I go higher and higher up this awakening path, I need less and less external validation, and I'm much more of a whole person and okay with myself the way I am, even if I'm pissing people off at times. So I think I'll leave it there. yeah, so go over to my other channel and check out that video. I'll link it down below, and please subscribe. Like I always say, I hope this video finds you well. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow.